All right, guys, bad news for Nigeria. The other day, I shared the list of number of Nigerians in the global. All right, 10 countries with the largest population of Nigerians. The first one was United States of America. More than 400,000 Nigerians are there. And then UK is the second one, more than 200,000. And then Canada, 60,000. Ghana, 50,000. Nigeria, South Africa, 30,000. Ireland, 25,000. German, 20,000. Italy, 15,000. Spain, 10,000. Australia, 8,000. All right, those are top 10 countries of Nigerian in these countries. But also another thing that I've seen is that somebody actually commented, all these numbers of these people, they're not just local Nigerians. Most of them, the number are technicians. Most of them, they're engineers, they're doctors. We know the number of doctors in the United States and in UK, there are more than 30,000 doctors. Nigerian doctors are there. So this is really workforce population in these countries. So imagine you have 400,000 numbers of Nigerian in United States, and this could be Nigerians who are not really American, but just Nigerians who moved to America, right, and acquire the citizenship of America. But it could be, I mean, the number could be bigger than that, larger than that, because Nigerians are everywhere. They're kind of like Chinese, you know. Nigerians are like Chinese. Actually, it makes sense because there are a lot of them. You know, the first largest populated country in the continent is Nigeria, you know, and then I think the second one is Ethiopia. Yeah, so right now, what US has done, US cuts Nigerian visa validity to 3 months. In a significant policy shift, the United States, I'm actually, guys, reading from Swahili Nation Network. This is our own news. So you check it out, Swahili Nation Network on Instagram, and then you see this news. In a significant policy shift, the United States government has announced a drastic reduction in the validity period of tourist visa issued to Nigerian citizens from the standard 2 years to just 3 months. Dang, was touristic visa. It was 2 years? Wow. To 3 months. This decision has sparked concern and diplomatic discussions between the two nations. The new visa policy, which is reportedly part of the broader immigration and national security review, was authorized under the leadership of the former United States President Donald Trump. Basically, he's the president as well, whose administration had previously implemented similar restriction on the several countries during his first term in the office at that time. While the exact reasons for the renewed policy remain unclear, analysts suggest it may be linked to concerns over visa overstay and bilateral cooperation on immigration enforcement. In response, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to engage U.S. officials in high-level talks aimed at restoring the previous visa arrangement. Sources within Nigeria Ministry of Foreign Affairs indicated that the move could strain diplomatic relations if not resolved swiftly. The Nigerian diaspora and prospective travelers have expressed disappointment, fearing that the new restriction could negatively affect tourism, education, and business ties between the two nations. As of now, the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria has yet to issue a formal statement on when the new policy will take effect or how it will be implemented. Written by Paul Justin. Shout out to Paul Justin, by the way. This is one of our members here in Swahili Nation. Actually, I'm working with him together full time. All right, guys. All right. So, tourist visa. Before, for Nigerians, it was 2 years, and now it is reduced to 3 months. Okay, all right, guys, let's talk about this. I know there's a lot of Nigerians there. We are talking about touristic visa. We're not talking about job visa. We're not talking about job-seeking visa. No, we're talking about touristic visa. Like, you're going to United States for tourism purposes. Not to live, not to stay, not to work. No, you're going for tourism. I think it's reasonable. I really think it's reasonable. If it is for tourism, because most of the countries, I mean, I live in South Korea, also you get tourism visa for 3 months. You can get even for 1 month. It just depends on who you meet on that day and what they decide. But, you know, maximum is 3 months. And I think most of the countries, you know, I think even here, Tanzania, I don't know about other countries. Most of the countries for tourism is 3 months. And I think it's enough. I mean, we don't have really to bash on the US for reducing 2 years to 3 months for tourism. But if it's for something else and not tourism, I do understand. But if it is for tourism purposes, I think 3 months is very decent. And I think the coming of Trump, and I know a lot of you guys will hate me for saying this, but I got to tell you the truth. The coming of Trump, I think it has awakening Africa in a certain way. I've shared a news today about Tanzania restricting some of the local businesses and local works for foreigners. Like foreigners are not allowed to come to Tanzania and to work all these small businesses because they are protecting the local citizen. I think the coming of Trump really revived the spirit of caring about our people and our countries again. You know what I'm saying? Because Trump, he says America first. If Tanzania, we don't say America first, that means someone else is first. If Nigeria don't say America first, that means someone else is first. So the only way for us to respond from all these restrictions that are coming to our continent is for us by focusing on our people, is for us by implementing new policies and new things that can work for our people in the continent. Not to fight against them, but to really put our people first, just like Trump, how he does. To be honest, I know Trump is not doing everything right, but I envy the people of America because they have someone who is really, his concern and his policies and his promises is to put America first in everything. And you've seen how much he has been kicking away illegal migrants, changing a lot of policies. Why? To simply keep America first. If America is doing that, I think it's the time for Africa to say Africa first. I mean, if they're restricting Nigeria from 2 years to 3 months, you Nigerians as well respond. Why do you have to go in to beg? You have to respond as well. I don't know how long they get visas for Nigeria, but you have to respond because they need us. They need the oil. They need to do business with these people. We're not the only one who is in need with them. Why do they have to make this decision and for us we start freaking out with us complaining or whatever. What kind of diplomatic ties is going to reduce? You're going there for tourism. Do you want to stay for 2 years? Doesn't make that stay in your country and change your country. So Nigeria, maybe this is the time, and not only for Nigeria, but for the entire continent of Africa, to really invest in our countries, to really focus in our countries. Because I'm telling you, we might be sending our kids and we might be trying to move away from the continent to move to United States and other countries outside of Africa. But I'm telling you, they are also coming to the continent. So what we do is we exchange places, but then we cannot really own their countries. We cannot really even afford to buy land in their countries. But when they come here, they establish businesses, they move their family here. This is where they start everything. You know, a few years from now, you'll find our continent is full with Chinese, full of, Japanese, full of Americans, full of all these guys. And they came legally to do business, but they took your places. What do? We go outside abroad to find a better life. And it's true, we make money, but then we spend money there. And what about the continent? Okay, I'm not against those who are leaving and going outside to find a life. It's okay, do that for your family and everything. I'm not saying that people, they should leave, but what I'm trying to say is we have to invest in the continent. And I know it's hard. I'm saying this, and I know it's hard because I moved like 3 years ago. I moved from the country that I was living in. I was comfortable, was having a life. I came, I reallocated to Africa, to Tanzania. I started from the scratch. And it's hard, man. I'm trying to build business. It's hard because the system is not really accepting. It's hard. It's really hard. But I'm satisfied because at least I do this at home. So if I eat, I am grateful. And I say, God, thank you for giving me an opportunity to eat and to make something, to employ my people and to do something to contribute to the economy of my country and my people in the continent. So it's not really easy. It's not really heaven here in Africa, but one step at a time. If I do this, you can do that. That person can do that. And I'm telling you, eventually we'll see the continent is beginning to opening up. We'll see we are changing one step at a time. If I hire 5, 6, 7 people in my business, you can hire 5, 6, 7 people. We are reducing the number of unemployment in the country. If I train my people, train them to be the next businessmen and businesswomen, and the same thing you do, it means I'm not going to be the only one in the business. Eventually, a lot of people are going to come alongside with me to do the same thing or different thing that I'm doing. So yes, United States have changed from 2 years to 3 months. And I've seen the President Tinubu, he is having talks. They say they're going to have talk with United States, talk about that. But for tourism, I think it's okay. It doesn't really matter. But if it is I'm sorry. If you're talking about visa for business and work, that is something else. But for tourism, I think it's okay. I think we should take it, and I think we should really focus on doing here in the content, but also we should do the same thing to them. Right now, it has to be tit for tat. Right? You're banning us from entering your country. We're going to ban you from coming to our country. You know, you're reducing the number of staying, like, you know, in your country, and you're restricting visa a little bit. We're going to do the same thing for you. And that's why I always come back to one Africa, one passport. Because if we have single passport together as an African, whatever they do, we're going to do it to them. And they're not going to humiliate us. Nyerere said this, that unity will not make us rich, but it will make difficult for them to humiliate us, to take advantage of us. It will make it harder for them to do what they're doing to us today. We're not uniting ourselves in order to get rich. That yes, it will be the outcome of our unity, but most importantly, we are finding the power, finding the strength and authority. And power is in unity. So when we come together and we start calling the shots, nobody is going to ignore what we say, because we are standing together as an African continent, and they need the continent for their own development. And therefore, we are forcing them indirectly to come back and to see us as equal partner. We cannot demand for them to see us as equal partner. No, we need to start behaving like partners for them to perceive us like partners. Right now, we don't behave like that. We behave like, you know, we're begging for something. Okay, visa has been reduced from 2 years to 3 months, we are begging. AIDS have been cut down to Africa, we are begging. This is happening, you know, whatever tariff, we are begging. But what about us focusing in the country, just like Russia did, really investing, really working really hard, so that when they put tariff on our products, we're going to put tariffs on them as well. We're going to limit our exportation to them. We're going to increase tariff, just like China and United States, what they did. The United States, basically, they cannot do anything to China, because China, they already have their own market, and they've already expanded their market in the continent of Africa. So even if they lose United States, they have more than 1.65 billion people in the continent who are wanting Chinese products all the time. It's easy. It's very easy. To kill your competitor, you just need to find another market. You just need to find another market. You just need to channel to another market. So we know what is coming. We know where it's going. Why don't we prepare ourselves? Why don't we come together? Why don't we join our hands and create environment for us and to behave as partner, like partners, for them to perceive us like partner? And that's how they will approach us. Otherwise, we're going to see those videos of President of Africa going to United States in Washington, D.C. in the Oval Office, and the way they're treated is kind of like piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to them. But we need to change our mindset, and we need to focus in the continent. Africa first, just like how they say, and then everything else follows. Let me know, guys, what you think. What is your opinion? I'd love to read your comment and to see. Thank you for supporting. Please subscribe. Sign up the petition of One Africa, One Passport, One Army is down in the description. You can also join Patreon to support us. You can join membership here on YouTube to be with us, join PayPal, and whatever you can to hold our hands and to support the work we're doing. Follow us on Swahili Nation Network on Instagram to catch up with the recent news and breaking news of everything that is happening in the continent. I'll see you very soon. I love you guys. This is the journey to One Africa.